So, I've been back at school the past few days, and my biggest goal coming in, of course, was, getting back out there and, well, being more vocal and talkative, I guess. Becoming an extrovert, essentially. That's something I've really wanted to do. Get out of my shell, get out of my comfort zone, and something I really wanted to do, or something I've been trying to push myself to do these past 3 days that I've been here, is do the Goodall approach. I have not been successful, unfortunately, but I'm not going to stop trying. It's frustrating though, I'm going to be straight up honest with you guys. As much advice as I give you, I'm not so great at taking my own advice. I dump it all onto you, but I don't seem to use it myself. And it's kind of frustrating because, it's a piece of me, inside that is, so stubborn that won't do it when I really want to. For example, in some of my psych classes that I've had so many opportunities, dude, to get an approach in, and I just haven't done it. I get that feeling. And those with social anxiety know exactly what I'm talking about. The feeling when you want to approach a girl or something like that, and your body tenses up, and your brain, locks you in. It kind of feels like the movie Get Out. When in Get Out, when, the lady hypnotizes those guys and they fall, they're in that, pit, that black pit, and they're falling. You know what I mean by that? They're getting sucked into their own consciousness. You can physically feel your body just, flailing, trying to get back to the surface, but you can't do it no matter how hard you try to pull yourself out of it. That's the feeling I've had the past 2 days. And a bunch of it is me making excuses for myself. For example, I haven't slept the greatest the past couple nights. And I feel like internally I've made that as an excuse for myself to not approach. Because I'm thinking in my head, I gotta wait till I'm not tired anymore, till I come out of it, because I will. And what's unfortunate about it is that I don't come out of it until around this time, and it is currently close to 8 o'clock at night. That's when I start to come out of it, and it's unfortunate because everybody else is gone, everybody's off campus, but I'm in a space where I now feel like I'm able to talk to people, but nobody's out. That's the issue. So, as much advice as I give you guys, and as much as I've learned, I still have a lot to learn. I'm still trying to break away from the social anxiety aspect. It's frustrating, it really is, because, I'm trying to meet new people here. I'm trying to be a new person, and it's hard when you fall into those old habits that you're trying to get yourself away from. It seems that no matter how hard I try, I just seem to fall short. Maybe I've had the wrong approach. An approach I've been thinking of is, not in a gay way. I probably shouldn't have said that, but not in a sus way. I think something I naturally do, I feel like most people do. People normally have an easier time talking to those who are the same gender as them. Girls talk to girls easily, guys talk to guys easily, it seems. And I guess a good warm-up strategy that I'm going to use for myself, and I can suggest for you guys who are struggling with social anxiety as well, is try talking to people that are your own gender first. If that's easier for you to do, make some friends along the way, of course. Say something like, hey, I like your shirt, or something like that, when you're walking by. It doesn't have to be anything too crazy. I think that's a good warm-up right there. And a good way to get out of your own head. Because today, as I was leaving campus, feeling frustrated at myself for not doing what I had wanted to do, approach a girl and see what happens, I said something to this guy who was dressed up really nicely, and I liked his fit, and I told him that, and She said the same thing. And talking to somebody new felt really good. It feels really good when you meet somebody new and talk to somebody that's outside of your circle. And that's the thing. It's like the things that make us the most uncomfortable in life are the things that make us feel the best. That's what I've noticed. It's just really telling your mind and enforcing that setting of, okay, this situation that I'm about to be in is going to make me uncomfortable at the start. But once you get going, once you're actually in, and you're in that conversation with somebody, you're fine, you know? That's my thing. It's just initiating. That's my biggest problem with me. I'm sure a lot of you guys have the same issue. So if initiating is your problem, the best thing I can say to you is do exactly what I just told you. Do that warm-up strategy I just gave you. If you're looking to go and talk to some girls and looking to get some numbers or something like that, and looking to, I don't know, get yourself back in the game essentially, see what you can do, kind of like where I'm at, the best thing I can say for you, I don't mean that in a hoey way either. I'm not saying to, once you get one number, go get a million other numbers. You know what I mean? I'm not saying to do that because that's not really right. That's leading people on in a way. It's also having options, but never mind. I'm gonna leave that at that. But, you know, give yourself a sec to warm up. I think the problem that I've been experiencing is I've just been trying to jump in the deep end for too long. You know, like when you're starting up, for example, say you're learning how to swim and you don't really know where to start and you have a problem taking off. You know, how are you going to join a swim team and be on a competitive team and swim an entirely different stroke if you don't even know how to dive in the first place? How are you going to get going and get into a race if you can't even get off the blocks? You know what I'm saying? Kind of like track. You know, how can you run a 400, a fast 400 or a fast, okay, I'm going to use the 100 in this case. How are you going to run a fast 100 meter dash if you can't even get yourself set up in the blocks? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm kind of jumbling on my words right now and kind of going all over the place, but do you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to piece all this together. You can't really, if you're somebody who deals with social anxiety the way I do and have in the past, it's not that you're afraid to talk to people, it's just the initiation process and like initiating the conversation initially with somebody. If someone does it for me, like if someone else approaches me, I have no problem talking to them. Literally for me, it's like I just have a hard time doing the initiating part. So I guess the best thing I can say to you is start off easy. Don't jump right into it. Don't do the hardest thing unless you really believe you can do it. And if you do it and it doesn't go smoothly, that's okay, because you're going to learn from that. And if you have the confidence to do it once, you can do it again. And you know, warming up is something you can do. But if you just get out of your own head and just lock in and really allow yourself to do so, you can do it. You got to believe in yourself. It's that fear that that person's going to be upset that you came up to them. Trust me on this, like, the times that I have actually approached in the past, I've never gotten a bad reaction. And not to say I never will, because, I mean, not everybody's going to like you. That's just the way it is. But you can't let one person and one bad experience deter you from continuing on. You know what I'm saying? You can't let one bad race stop you from keeping on going with your sport. And, you know, one bad game, one bad race, all of that. You can't let one bad experience stop you from your journey and your goals, because that's called quitting, and, you know, we don't like a quitter. No one likes a quitter. So, yeah, don't be afraid of, if you want to approach somebody, don't be afraid of them, like, getting upset that you approach them. It's not going to happen. They're not going to be upset. If anything, I feel like most people actually enjoy it when you approach them. And I say this every time I talk about social anxiety and approaching people. Most of the time, people, you're going to put a smile on that other person's face just for the fact that you approach them. Because let me tell you something. I guarantee you that probably nobody else approached them that day. The way you feel, I guarantee you that so many other people all around you feel the exact same way. You are not the only one. You are not special in this case, you know? You are not the, I don't know, the odd one out. You're not the only one with social anxiety. Everybody around you has some form of social anxiety for the most part. Not everybody, of course, but a lot of people do. And that's just the way it is. And that's okay. And knowing that puts you on a level playing field. You're all equal. Regardless of the way somebody looks, regardless of how attractive you might find the girl, she's not above you in any way. She's a person just like you. And girls, this goes for you too. If you see an attractive guy, he's not above you. We're all equal. So, just keep that in mind. So if you're wherever you are right now, if it's 8 o'clock where you are and you're going through the same thing I experienced today, tomorrow's a new day. You're going to wake up, and what you're going to do is you're going to put your approaching skills to the test. And you're going to warm up. You're not going to dive right into it. This is my homework for all of you. Anybody watching this video, if you're frustrated with your social anxiety and you're dealing with the problems that I'm dealing with, my homework for you is tomorrow you're going to approach. However, you're not going to dive right in. You're not going to jump right into the deep end and expect it to go smoothly. I mean, it might. It might go smoothly. I don't know if it will. You know, it might go smoothly for you. But going and diving right into the deep end right away is scary. It's scary. And pulling your mind out of your own body to be able to do that is a hard thing to do. So don't put so much pressure on yourself. Take it easy. Warm up. I
didn't get that. Could you try again?
Shut up, Siri. Talk to your own... Anyways, talk to your own gender. Talk to your own gender. That is my suggestion to you. Warm up and get the feel for things, then go for it. That's all I got for today. Stay blessed.